Oh, goodness me. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dan and Frankie Go to Hollywood, where we are doing a banger or bomb thingamajig that we do, where Frankie and I both watch a couple of movies that we hadn't seen before of a particular actor or director or musician or cat. Oh, man. No, anyway, my brain just went far ahead. So yes, my name is Dan,
And I'm Frankie.
and it was your choice for who we're
Hmm.
going to be delving into the filmography of this time around. And who have you chosen?
I have chosen Keira Knightley.
Oh, which is going to be a complete surprise to anyone who
Yeah.
didn't read the title or see the thumbnail of this episode, they were just like, "Oh my God, Dan and Frankie, quick, just press play. I don't even care what it is." Yes, Keira Knightley as opposed to Keira Daly. Um, uh, that was a stupid thing to say. Yes, who has been the star of many movies, of which, according to Letterboxd, I've only seen three, but it's lying to me because I know I've seen The Phantom Menace. I don't care what it says. No, I just haven't marked a lot of films on here, but yeah, but quite a diverse career as well, hasn't she? I mean, she's
Hmm.
done like sort of period pieces and Star Wars, well, a Star Wars film, lots of pirates films, sports films, Everest films. Um, oh my God, she was in that. Okay, I will talk about that one shortly. Um, yeah, done quite a lot of work. What do you think of it? Well, I mean, you obviously like her, being that you've chosen her. Um,
Yeah, she's just one of those people that I just find her really interesting to watch on screen. I
hmm,
always like to see her turn up and things.
hmm.
But she's one of those that isn't like right in the forefront of my mind. So I still have a lot of
Right.
her movies I need to watch. But yeah, every now and then I just get in the mood where I'm just like, I want to watch a Keira Knightley film.
Mm.
And it just coincided with my turn to pick for this. So I was like, oh, well, let's watch two Keira Knightley films.
Yeah, because when you said it, I was like, oh, wow, okay, that's interesting because we haven't really discussed who we're going to, because, yeah, normally we have a discussion about, oh, what about this person and this person? And you're just like, yeah, we're doing Keira Knightley. It's like, oh, fuck, okay,
Well,
like,
I mean,
cool.
generally we take turns choosing, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's not over, but
No, I
sometimes
was,
it's obvious because, well, for
hmm,
me, I go on kicks with people, so
hmm.
that's why we covered Al Pacino and
Yeah, yeah. No,
yeah.
I was perfectly happy with that because yeah, I'm the same. She definitely has a charisma on screen.
Mm.
Like she's got a very striking sort of facial appearance and stuff. Like yeah, and she's I mean, well, yeah, and apart from that, she's a really good actress as well, I think. What are some of your favorite Keira Knightley films from the ones you've seen?
Well, I do like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Hmm.
I haven't seen the entire franchise.
Right, right.
I don't know how many she's in. I can't remember. Because I don't think she's in all of
Four.
them, is she? Oh, she's in most of them.
She's in, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think I it was either the first Pirates movie or Bend It Like Beckham were probably one of those was probably the first thing I saw her in.
Hmm.
I do really like Pride and Prejudice, which was funny because I purchased online like a click and collect order.
Hmm.
I ordered the BBC, the Colin Firth mini-series version of Pride and Prejudice, and the
Right.
person picking it picked the wrong one.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I was quite disappointed at first, but I hadn't seen it. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just watch it. They were
Mm.
about the same price anyway. And then I just completely loved the movie and actually ended up liking it more than the Colin Firth version.
Right.
So yeah, and we watched Everest recently-ish
Yeah, we did an
for
episode on
the
that.
podcast. Yeah,
Yep.
and um, then there's the aftermath, which it was her with Alexander Skarsgård. So I was like, oh, two of my favorite people. This is going to be good. And
Hmm.
it was not the greatest, but she looked amazing. And I just almost everything she wore, because it's set during war times, and I just love
Mm.
the style and almost everything she wore. I just was like, I need that in my wardrobe.
Right.
So they're probably the main things. There's only one movie I've seen that I did not like much at
Mm.
all.
Which one was that?
Um, Laggies.
Oh, okay.
It just kind of actually, is that going to be a spoiler? It just that there was
Eh.
a big part of the plot.
Mm. And welcome to the part of the episode
Mm,
where there's dead silence and you're wondering
no,
if we're still here.
I just wasn't sure if I couldn't remember how much of the main thing it is, but I
Yeah.
won't say because it doesn't mention it. But there's just a sort of plot point to the movie that I just did not get on with, so I couldn't
Hmm.
like the movie because of that.
Right.
And Atonement was pretty good. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, Love Actually, I watch is probably the most frequent film of hers that I watch. And I'll
Yeah.
probably watch it again because it's kind of like a Christmas time movie. So I'll
Hmm.
probably get to it this year.
Mm.
So yeah, that's probably
Your
my
history
overview.
with
Hmm.
Kira. Well, mine would have started with Star Wars Episode One: The Phantom Menace, which I'm just looking here was probably her breakout role, even though it was a smallish role because she played Queen Amidala's, as in Natalie Portman's um, decoy or whatever. And the funny thing with that film, I always loved. Apparently, when the two of them were both in the makeup, because it was like white face with red dots and things like when they were made up they looked so similar that apparently there was a day where like their mums mistook each of them, like they even their mums couldn't tell them apart, which is kind of crazy, but
I hope to get
yeah.
to that soon. I've been meaning for years to actually watch all the Star Wars films because I've
Hmm.
only seen the original trilogy and
Yeah, right.
yeah, I keep forgetting, but I really need to make that happen. I think I've got the two trilogies on my shelf, but I think I've got
That's all you
Disney
need.
Plus now, so probably
No, that's all you
well,
need.
I don't know. I got to get to the Ben Mendelsohn films and the
Oh
when
yeah,
he
like that
comes
was
in.
that was a standalone film. That was still good, but yeah. I'm not going to spend the next half hour going into what I thought of the more recent
Yeah,
trilogy.
no, it doesn't. Don't need
No.
that. Yes.
I did see Bend It Like Beckham. That came out around the time I was working in a video store, and I took it home because I was just kind of curious. I'd heard good things, and yeah, I dug that movie, but I haven't seen
Mm,
it in a very long time. I also like the Pirates of the Caribbean films, especially the original trilogy, and she was so good in those films. Love Actually is an absolute classic.
mm.
The Jacket I really enjoyed. I ended up getting that on DVD. Same with Domino, where she plays a bounty hunter. That was really
Was
good.
that the
Also
one where
own
she
that
cut
one.
her hair and there was a big thing about her
Yeah, yeah,
hairstyle?
yeah,
I
absolutely.
remember that. It's so funny.
Um, I then had a big lag in films of hers that I'd seen. I was going through like nope, 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 nope. Until Everest, which of course, yeah, we talked about. But the film that I would say that I vehemently loathe that I I went and saw. Oh, it was in the first year of doing my YouTube channel at the time in 2016, and Collateral Beauty came out with Will Smith, and I was like, okay, let's go check
Oh
that
yeah, I
out.
remember hearing all the
I
things about
gave
that.
that movie a 0 out of 10,
Wow.
because now this is going back 9 years, so I don't remember a lot of specifics, but I do remember that whatever the trailer was that came out, the movie was nothing like what the trailer said it was going to be. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like the trailer gave us an entirely different movie, and then I went and saw this thing, and it was like, this is really terrible. And yeah, I was actually angry with the film. Um, Yeah, so no, I did not enjoy that film. I don't even really remember it, to be honest, which is probably a good
Well, I
thing.
mean, I'm not surprised with that score.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I haven't seen a lot of her more recent films. The Imitation Game, actually, I nearly picked that one for our Banger or Bomb.
Yeah, I need to see that one.
Yeah, that one
And
I'm very
she's
curious
also in
about.
another sort of period one. I think it's either First or Second World War. The Edge
Hmm.
of Love, that is on my shelf as part of
Right, right.
my Cillian Murphy project.
Hmm.
But
Um,
yeah, I need to, there's a bunch of these. I almost watched Begin Again
hmm.
recently, which is her with Mark Ruffalo, because it's sort of a
Hmm.
music, like she plays a singer. So
Right.
that looks like a really fun one. So I probably will
Hmm.
get to that soon.
Cool. But as far as Bang or a Bomb, when it came for me to, well, first of all, the movie that you've chosen, I am so glad you did because it is a movie that I have been really keen to see ever since it first
Same.
came out. Yeah, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, mainly because I love asteroid movies. But particularly not so much like your Armageddons and stuff where it's all big sci-fi action. I like the more grounded ones. You know, I love movies like Greenland, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. I love Deep Impact because, you know, that focused more on the human characters on Earth. You know, there was that element of the space mission and stuff, but yeah, there's something about those films that I just love that whole idea of time's up, and
Mm.
there's a specific date and time that things are going to end, and you like, I love that premise. And so when you pick this movie, I was just like, oh my God, yes, 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 yes. I came down to a choice of two. I came very close to choosing Thunderpants from 2002, which is an 11-year-old boy's amazing ability to break wind leads him first to fame and then to death row before it helps him fulfill his ambition of becoming an astronaut. If it wasn't just the name, just that blurb, like death row, and then he becomes an astronaut. What is going on here? And it's got farts in it. Like, yeah, I really nearly picked that film, but I kind of went with something a little more mainstream to try and attract viewers. So I went with Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit because I don't mind the Jack Ryan films. There's been quite a few good ones, and I really like Chris Pine, and so I sort of thought, okay, like yeah,
And as
this
soon as
this
you
this
picked
could be
that,
good.
I was like, because I've seen all the Jack Ryan movies, but I haven't watched any.
Hmm.
And so then I looked it up and went, oh, Chris Pine. Thank
Hmm.
you.
Yeah, 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 you're welcome. So those are the two that obviously we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to let you choose which one we're going to talk about first because we haven't really discussed that. Um,
Yeah, well, maybe let's pick the one you like the most so you don't speed through the other one to get to the one that you want to talk about more.
That's not nice. All right. So yeah, one
No,
of
that's
these
true.
movies I loved so much. Oh no, you're gonna fucking guess what it is after I've just
Yeah, no, I know what it is. Well,
you know what it
I'm pretty
is.
sure I know what it is just based on having watched the two movies.
Yeah, and the fact that I've just been going on about how
Yeah,
much I love asteroid
yeah.
movies. Oopsie daisies.
But it's okay. I guessed it was that as soon as you sent that message this
Yeah.
morning.
Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Look, full disclosure, I actually tried to watch both movies last night. I watched the Jack Ryan one. I got through that. I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I got this. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I put this one on and I got about 20 minutes into it and I was fast asleep. And then I woke up at one point. I was like, oh shit, I think I missed some. Okay, yep, got to go to bed. And I watched it. I watched it today properly, and at the end of it, I jumped on eBay. I'm just like, I need to own this magnificent movie. I I fucking loved this movie. This is one of those movies that I'm going to be thinking about for the next week or so, um, because so much happened in it as well. Like it, you know, it not just had the end of the world appeal and some great characters, amazing performances, great direction, great cinematography. It was a great looking film. But there were so many little things that happened throughout, like um, what's his name? William Peterson from CSI, like his little brief role in the film that ended with quite a surprise. Um, yeah, so many things I loved about it. But you weren't so keen on this film, was that right?
Yeah, well, I liked it, but I just wasn't completely in love with it, and I was
Hmm.
quite surprised when I went looking at reviews afterwards, and all these people are talking about how it's so amazing and it made them cry so much, and they had
Hmm.
so many feels and all this, and I'm just like, okay, I didn't get that.
Oh, I had the feels.
Um,
By the so I watched it when my kids went to sleep. They're just about 18 months old, and so you got to choose your time. And God damn it, Lex woke up 20 minutes before the end of the movie, and I'm sitting in bed. I'm like, no, dude, come on, just go back to sleep. And so I went and picked him up, and I brought him over to the bed, and I had him sort of laying on me, and he actually went back to sleep. I was like, oh, thank God. So I'm watching the end of this film. And oh, it hit me. Like by the end of it, I had the tears, and I'm like trying not to do the sob thing because I didn't want to jolt him or anything. I'm just sort of sitting there like,
wow.
oh no, this is getting to me. Like, no, it got me. I had issues with it. It wasn't perfect, which I'll get into, but yeah. So what were some of your things that you did like
Oh,
about the
are we
film?
getting we're getting straight into it?
Yeah,
Well,
well,
I
why
mean,
not?
I enjoyed the cast,
Hmm.
but I didn't feel any chemistry between Keira Knightley and Steve Carell.
I yeah, I tried. I pushed myself. I'm like, come on, you love these two like individually, and that was my biggest issue with the film was that I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't wait for these two. Like I
Mm.
want them to get together so badly, which should have been
I mean,
there.
I wasn't even sure if they would. Like,
Mm,
I wasn't sure if it was going to be that kind of story,
mm.
or if it really was just a friend for the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And I just,
yeah.
yeah, it was a bit, yeah, I just didn't.
I love them
I wanted to.
individually. I thought
Mm.
Steve Carell as Dodge, I love that Carell was playing a fairly straight character. Like he wasn't, his
You
usual
know, it's
hilarious sort
funny.
of
Like, I find it weird to see him play dramatic because
mm,
of all the funny stuff. But
mhm,
I sort of see things around. Like I've never watched The Office or anything, but I see things
right.
everywhere. And
Yeah, yeah.
so I've probably seen him do as much dramatic stuff as comedy
Okay.
stuff actually watching, but it still feels weird to me to see him do
Yeah,
dramatic
yeah, of course.
stuff. Even though he is
So
really good at it, but
oh
it
man,
still
he
just
was
seems a bit
so
weird.
good in this film, and yeah, there were so many times, just little things about his character I kind of related to and stuff. Like he was just sort of was this guy who was just like fed up, but not really reacting to, so in the beginning of the film, like his wife, who was actually played by his real life wife, they're sitting in the car and, hearing reports about the end of the world, and she just leaves. She just gets out of the car and runs away. And it's just sort of like, well, yeah, he was just this kind of guy who just kept getting beaten down, but yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed his performance in this. And Keira Knightley as Penny Lockhart, I adored her.
Of
She
course
was
you did. She's like the manic pixie dream girl, and
no, no, no,
she
no.
had that kind, well, I would understand why you'd like her. I mean, I liked her, but any time there's sort of a bit of a chaotic personality in any way, like I wouldn't be surprised that
Uh,
you're into it.
it actually
It's a
wasn't
different kind of thing,
that
but
this time around. It
okay.
was I kind of liked the she did have this sort of at times like a strong personality, but she also had this vulnerability at the same time. Like, she was a very balanced kind of character, I thought. I just liked that she was just a really nice person. Like, she had all these sort of really great qualities, like, just the way that she wanted to help Dodge, find his long lost love and everything. And I like that, she when they had to flee the building, like she just grabbed all these records and, as like a security blanket kind of a thing. Like I thought that was so she had these little sort of quirks and everything, but no, it wasn't really sort of the
Okay.
I didn't think she
Well,
was that
I just
chaotic.
thought, well, no, not chaotic, but she was just
Hmm.
very like her energy. And
Hmm.
she was a bit, yeah, the manic pixie dream girl. So she just had
Yeah.
that energy to her and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
was seemed very like go with the flow through life, not
Hmm.
really tied down to anything and just
Yeah.
that sort of carefree way of living.
Yeah, yeah. I think I also found an element of relatability as well. Like so she plays a British person in this movie, and all of her family are back home and everything. And so like there's a moment where she's able to talk to them on the phone. And yeah, I was kind of thinking of like, because all of my immediate family live, in another country as well. And I thought to myself, like, wow, that scene kind of hit me. I was like, what if this was a thing, and like I, only got to talk to them on the phone, like, it's that sort of element of like, the last time you saw them, you didn't realize was the last time that you would see them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got a lot out of that moment. So yeah, no, but so the two characters I just thought were just so brilliant individually, and it wasn't the age difference. Like
No, because that doesn't matter.
I,
It
yeah,
was just
especially under those circumstances, like yeah, whatever. But yeah, no, the chemistry it did lack for me, so that was a shame. Yeah.
okay, and so let's talk about Adam Brody. I
Okay. Yep. Yep.
I have come to really like Adam Brody in the
Hmm.
last number of years. Um, and so I was looking forward when I saw him on the cast list, and he just
Hmm.
had such a fun, nothing role just
Yeah,
to
he's
be
not in it
funny.
much, but he did the most of it, and he was so great. And what are we talking spoilers now, by the way, or are we?
Well, yeah, because if we're just
Yeah.
jumping into it and mentioning bits, we kind of have to
All right,
now.
we're
We
going
kind of
spoilers.
missed the boat on the other bit.
I love so much the because I kind of thought to myself, okay, I get that the riot was a way to get the characters on the move. I didn't necessarily agree with it though, because I thought if it's a street level riot and everything, and they're up on whatever floor, like surely they can just lock their doors and everything. So I know a brick went through his window, but I don't know. I sort of thought that was maybe a little bit forced, but I love so much that like they're going around looking for this car and everything, and so yeah, his character Owen is standing outside the car like because they're sandwiched in. He's trying to guide her, and he's just being an absolute asshole, and then they just leave him. But like yeah, I like that he just joins the riot though. So like, I don't think anything unfavorable probably happened to him, but I was half expecting him to get shot or something like that. But yeah, yeah, no, that was great. But yeah, no, he was terrific. Um,
Yeah, and he's like, I broke my hand, it's my guitar hand. And she's like,
yeah.
aren't both of them your guitars?
And I was like, she's right. I mean, yeah, that was a stupid thing for him to say, but yeah, no, he was really good in this. I think as far as smaller roles in this, my absolute favorite was T.J. Miller.
Yeah.
Um, Man, so this movie had a lot of humor, and I thought the humor in the film, wherever it was placed, worked really well. Like I genuinely laughed in a lot of moments, but
Yeah.
none so much as when our two
Frenzies.
characters are
Was it
driving along.
Frenzies?
They frenzies, yep, they
Yeah.
see this bar, and she's just like, "Oh man, I'd kill for a pint." So they stop into this place, and what the fuck? So TJ Miller is standing at the as the host and like with this massive weird hair and all sorts of weird jewelry and shit like neon glowing things and stuff and he's just like the gayest person you could ever imagine and with that voice of his, the way that he played that character, that deep, gruffy voice, oh man, I was laughing already. And then
Well, that's
he
the thing.
leads,
It's like, welcome to Frenzies where everyone's your friend or whatever. And then he hugs them. And I'm just like, what
yeah,
is this
yeah.
place?
And so it turns out this place that just, man, it is just debauchery. The staff and the patrons and everyone there are just like, fuck it, we know we're about to die, so we're just gonna have a good time. I like the Gillian Jacobs, who I also really like as well from Community. Yes, I have watched a TV show. She was the blonde waitress in like who sat down next to Penny. But yeah, like it's hard to describe this scene to do it justice.
Yeah, no,
Um,
you have to see it to
it's,
really
it's
get the
so
impact.
weird, yeah.
Mm.
Because these people are really living life to the fullest, to the point where upon when Dodge and Penny go to leave, like it's pretty much an orgy is about to break out. Yeah, no, I loved that scene. That's what I mean. This movie was full of moments that I just loved so much that are going to keep me coming back to this film over and over
It's the
again.
kind of thing that's fun to think about. You
Hmm.
know, someone sat down and went, we're going to have them stop off
Hmm.
somewhere. What kind of place could we do?
Hmm.
What kind of characters could we have in that? Like, how did they come up with TJ Miller's character and that he was gonna just talk like because as he was talking he had like wide eyes. I don't know if he's on something because they talked about the
Hmm.
conga line to the weed, but
Yeah, yeah.
he was just so the way he delivered the lines was just so
Hmm.
weird. It was perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that was an amazing. That's actually one of those scenes that I would sit down and just watch that scene again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I loved it so freaking much. Like I said, William Peterson turns up in this movie and in a small role as a truck driver who picks them up when they're hitchhiking and yeah, the way that that scene ends was I probably don't need to really mention it, but it took me by surprise. Did it come from out of nowhere for
Mm.
you as well? Like, yeah, that was interesting. And Martin Sheen, yeah, because I didn't actually look at the cast list before I watched this movie. Yeah, he plays Dodge's dad, and uh, yeah, who also has a pivotal sort of role in the film. Like, I kind of guessed when Dodge was saying to Penny that he knew someone with a plane. At first, I was like, "Oh, is he just lying to get her to move the car or whatever?" But then when they meet his dad and he's got that kind of brown leather sort of a bomber jacket, I was kind of like,
Mm.
"I bet this is the pilot," you know. And yeah, so sure enough, it turns out that he's the one. And uh, yeah, that. I mean, did you feel anything in that moment where Dodge takes Penny out when she's asleep because she's an extremely heavy sleeper, puts her in the plane, and then just sort of has that thing of like, I like again, it was when he sort of says to her quietly, like, "You were the love of my life" and everything.
Mm.
There was part of me that was like, "Was she though?"
Yeah.
But I still thought the way the scene was done, I thought was still really good. Like yeah,
I didn't really get it
hmm
why he
yeah.
wanted to just send her off when she was asleep.
Well, because he was sending her off. Well, so that was another issue I had. Like he wanted to send her back to England to her family.
I'm also
But a,
curious what the plan was, because
what
that
would a
was a light
plane?
plane. So obviously he's
Thank
taking her
you.
somewhere else,
This is where I'm
but
going because I
where
don't
is
think a
still
plane
flying
like that would
overseas?
make it to England. I'm sort of like, what is it? Okay, like maybe he's like doing a lot of refueling stops. I don't know. But it was one of the that was nitpicking though. That was
Mm.
that was fine.
I mean,
Yeah,
you kind of knew that she wasn't going to go anyway, so I guess it didn't matter in the
yeah,
end.
yeah. But one thing I really loved in this film was the whole end of like the whole asteroid thing was never really sensationalized. It was just sort of in the background on news reports and things like that. It was yeah, they didn't sort of like overdo it, and I thought that was cool because you didn't need to have all of that stuff about like plans for the human race to go into a massive cave and or a space mission to try and stop the asteroid or
Well,
anything
that
like
was the
that. Like,
start of the movie. They had done a space
hmm,
mission and it had failed,
yeah,
so
but we didn't need to
that
see
was
it.
it.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was just
yeah,
saying. The film got that done with before
yeah,
it
yeah.
started so that we
I
didn't have
thought
to
it was
worry.
great. We never even saw the asteroid. We didn't need to. We just it was just this ticking clock thing, which I really
When
appreciated.
when it got close to the end is when I started getting really scared about,
Mm,
you know, is the asteroid gonna hit atmosphere and for some reason break up or change
mm,
direction or something's gonna happen to like
mm.
save the day at the end. So
Oh,
like
okay.
everything doesn't, it's not actually the end of the world
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
you know, there's a lot of movies that have that kind of ending when it
Oh,
seems
definitely.
like things are gonna happen. So I was really happy
Yeah.
when this movie ended how it did.
Yeah, and that's what, yeah, like even though I wasn't quite on board with the two of them being together, I was invested enough that the ending still got to
Yeah,
me.
that was a really good
Um,
final scene. Like it didn't really, by then it didn't really matter about the chemistry. Like there was enough in
yeah,
that scene
yeah,
to work.
yeah, absolutely. I love the way it was done. Like I said, it wasn't over the top or anything. It was, yeah, beautifully done.
Do you
So,
know when he
yeah.
first went back to the apartment, to her apartment, and started
Mm,
playing her records and stuff? When he
mm,
first turned up, I was like, is her ex-boyfriend gonna, had he gone back there
mm.
again and he's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, I thought the
encounter him
same.
again?
Yeah. But and again, as far as little things, like I like that Dodge decides that he's going to try and end it all, and he buys a bottle of window cleaner and goes out to a park and drinks the whole thing and lays there. But then he just wakes up the next morning with a dog, there with a note that says sorry, and then so he names the dog Sorry, which is funny.
I'm like,
Um,
that poor dog. What owner
I
just gets
know.
rid of their dog?
Yeah, yeah. So just all these little things I loved about it. I'd probably give it 4 stars, I think, like because the chemistry thing was a big issue for me. Like it was,
Hmm.
yeah, and all the other sort of little things. Like it definitely wasn't a 5-star movie, but yeah, no, I definitely wanted to own it. So I did go onto eBay and I found someone selling a Blu-ray for like $19 something, and I've made an offer for $15 because I thought I'm not giving you 19, I'm going to give you
Yeah,
15.
that's like the price of a new one.
Yeah. And it's an ex rental as well, so there you
Oh
go.
God, that's
But
even
no,
wow. Is
but it
that hard
was
to find, hey?
actually it is. There's not a lot of them out there.
Hmm.
So yeah, but no, it's got a bunch of cool extra features on it and everything that I really want to get into. So
I
yeah.
wonder if there's a gag reel or outtakes because that frenzy scene,
There's
can you imagine how hard some of those
oh
scenes must have been able to do without breaking?
yeah, yeah. I know there was I think outtakes might have been one of the extra features. So
Fingers crossed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my God, TJ Miller. I mean, I find that guy hilarious anytime. Like even in Deadpool where he was just very deadpan, he was still funny, Like he's just one of those people that just needs to say some words and he's funny. Yeah, so but when he's in that kind of role, oh my God. Um, so look, I obviously, holy shit, this movie is obviously a banger for me. I fucking loved it. Like, yeah, if tonight, if Kylie came home from work, I was like, oh, that movie you were talking about, like, let's watch it. I would easily watch it again tonight. Yeah. So how about you? It's obviously not a banger. It's not a
I
bomb.
No, yeah, it is more in the middle than being either
So
end.
Party
I
Sparkler.
think maybe like a extra bright party sparkler. I know
Okay. All
I'm
right.
wavering between 3 and 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
not too sure. So I'll I'll have to make a decision soon so I can log it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I'm just not sure I liked it enough for a 3.5.
Yeah, yeah.
So I need to
Fair
keep
enough. Fair
considering
enough.
it.
I also really liked how they introduced it, like did the opening title for the film where they had this wall of various
Mm.
things, like for people to grab a number to take off. And one of them said, "Seeking a friend for the end of the world," with a whole bunch of, number tabs. And like that was it. That was how they did the opening title of the film, which I thought was really cool.
Had
So
some good
yeah.
music too. My
Yes, yes.
parents are visiting for the weekend and watched it
Hmm.
with me, and my mum was very happy they played a bread song.
Yeah. So there you go. Moving on to Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. Whoa. Whoa, that was a movie that happened. So yeah, this is essentially kind of an origin story for Jack Ryan, where it starts off where he is witnessing the 9/11 attacks on a stream when he's at the London School of Economics or something, and decides that he wants to save the day. And so Kevin Costner is a guy who works for, well, maybe the CIA, who knows? And wants to recruit him. And Keira Knightley is, oh yeah, because Jack Ryan joins the army or something, the
The
Marines,
Marines.
and his helicopter gets shot down. And he's like spectacularly injured, and Keira Knightley is a nurse, Kathy, and
No,
she
she's a
no,
medical
a PT.
uh, yeah, third like, resident
Yeah,
or
yeah.
last year medical student or
Um,
something, doctor. So, yes.
yeah, one of those people who like helps him, and then
Because then you've
they
got that scene later on where someone says doctor and they both say
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, 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 that was so good. And yeah, they wind up falling for each other and stuff. And Kenneth Branagh, who directed the film, he's also in it as a Russian guy, Victor Cherev, bad guy. And yeah, what do you think of this one? What do you think?
Well, firstly, I really enjoyed that it had Keira Knightley, Chris Pine, and Kevin Costner.
Yes.
And I think having those three saved the movie a bit.
Mm.
I feel like I really liked the opening scene, the helicopter, well, not the opening, but
Hmm.
the helicopter being shot. That was,
Yep.
I had something about
Helicopters
action,
being blown up. You love
action
it. Oh,
disaster kind of things where, people are suddenly fighting for their lives. Because, it's
yeah,
interesting
right.
that, it was him and the other guy, and there was the young
Mm.
newbie kind of guy who was having trouble with the seatbelt on the plane. And then
Mm.
so Chris Pine gets up to go help him, and that's when it gets shot. So he's like flying around, and that's how he
Yeah, yeah.
breaks his back and stuff. And
Mm.
then it's pretty cute in the hospital with Keira
Hmm.
Knightley, and she's, they've got a thing, but they can't get together because,
Mm.
doctor patient. And
Ah, she's not a
then
doctor.
at the end, she's like, if you can run out of here, we'll have dinner to
Yeah,
help
yeah.
motivate him because he's been learning
Mm.
how to walk again. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good. And then yeah, it flashes
Mm.
forward to, but I just thought the main mission thing of the movie was not that interesting.
Ah,
So
yeah. So essentially, it had something to do with economics, and it was very convoluted. It was
yeah,
something to do with,
finance, foreign bank accounts, crashing the economy after a terrorist attack.
yeah, yeah. Wow, that's not exciting. I mean, when you look at something like the Sum of All Fears, which was like, nuclear bombs and things, it's like, whoa, that's exciting. Look at, I mean, even outside of the Jack Ryan films, look at any of the Mission Impossible films. They've all got like really big stakes and really big sort of, things. Whereas this one's, yeah, like, yeah, we're gonna drain accounts and crash the economy and shit. Yeah.
Hmm.
I also like the movie was well made, it was well acted, it looked good, it was Kenneth Branagh's accent I thought was fairly convincing and everything, but I just felt like I'd seen it all before. Um, so you got scenes like, at the dinner thing where um uh, yeah, Jack's got to, go and break into the thing with the key card and all that sort of stuff.
Hmm.
And I've seen it before, and done better, to be honest. Um, yeah, like for me, it wasn't. It was not a bad movie in any sort of way. There was some good action scenes in it and stuff, as you
The
said.
end was pretty
Um,
good too. I liked
yeah,
racing to stop the attack happening. It was a bit
yeah,
of a pickup from the majority of the film.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's true. There were definitely things I liked about it overall, but
Mm.
I mean, yeah, would I watch it again? I don't think so. Yeah. Well, but what else can we talk about?
But
I'm not gonna
yeah,
just
I
end it
do
there.
think the casting saved this movie because I did enjoy
Hmm.
watching the three of them.
Oh, I actually
So,
thought the chemistry between Chris Pine and Keira was better in this movie than it was
oh
between
yeah,
Keira and Steve Carell. I like
definitely.
that he isn't able to disclose that he's working for the CIA, and so and they've been together for years at this point, and so um, he's got that whole sort of having to lie to her and stuff, and there's the whole thing with the movie ticket, which I thought was quite clever. Um, and stuff. But then, yeah, I like the, when he turns up to do the auditing thing and finds out that when they say that his wife has turned up to the hotel and he's like, well, I'm not married, and then he realizes that it's her, and then like, yeah, I like that shot before he gets back where there's the close up of the gun and it's kind of like okay like that's given me the information like she's already there, she's found the gun and stuff, and so when he turns up and she's sitting on the edge of the bed and it's just like you need to start talking or whatever she says. I dug all that sort of stuff. Like there was some really good dialogue in there, and even though they weren't married, he still uh told her everything that was going on and stuff, and I love her reaction. I love that, he's like, I work for the CIA, and she just throws her arms around and is like,
Yeah.
oh, thank God. And it's like, I thought you were having an affair. I thought that was cool. I really enjoyed that moment. So yeah, so there was some good dialogue in it.
Oh,
Like,
and it
yeah.
was interesting, I guess, that um it was his first time killing someone when he had to fight
Yeah.
off the security guy.
Oh, so that caught me by surprise. Yeah, because I thought that was actually a security guy, and then like
Yeah,
it turns
same.
out that yeah, it like just starts shooting at him. And it's like, holy shit, wait, what? Like, yeah. So David Coep was one of the co-writers on this, and I mean this guy, Spider-Man, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones, something, probably one of the shit ones. He's done a couple of Indiana Jones, Panic Room, Carlito's Way. So Snake Eyes, Secret Window, The Stir of Echoes. My God, this guy has written so many amazing films. So yeah, it's probably no surprise that there's some really good dialogue in it. Yeah.
I mean, it's one
Uh,
of those movies that I was invested enough while watching it,
mm,
but it just wasn't exciting.
mm.
And yeah, it didn't make me want to rush out and find a copy for my
Oh
collection.
no, definitely not.
But
Like,
it's a tick off the Kira watch list. It's a tick
well,
off
yeah.
the Chris Pine watch
Um,
list.
And Kylie really enjoyed it. Like she was watching it with me, and even though she was tired, she stayed up through the whole thing. And by the end, she was like, "Oh, I really enjoyed that movie." I was like, "Hmm,
Well, I think it has
yeah,
enough to keep going. I just would
hmm,
wish for more, and there didn't seem to be any stakes really about
exactly,
getting
yeah,
caught or, Kevin Costner's
hmm,
character when he was set up like a sniper to guide him and shoot
hmm,
people. Like he never was in any danger of anything
hmm,
happening. Yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was all quite
exactly,
easy, the whole dinner,
hmm,
escaping from the dinner and getting
yeah,
across. Like,
oh yeah,
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 it's just,
exactly,
but but it's still entertaining to watch, just
yeah,
not entertaining enough to
yeah.
make a
See,
favorite, or like I could watch it again easily and it would be
oh
fine, but
yeah,
I wouldn't be thinking, oh, I should watch Jack Ryan again. I'm in the mood for that.
yeah,
Like, yeah, it's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
go-to movie, but
I
it's still pretty fun.
I am definitely party sparkler on this one. Not even a really
Mm,
brightly colored one. It wasn't a bomb. It's fine.
mm.
It definitely wasn't a banger, but yeah. So I'm waving the party sparkler. Like I'd give it probably 2.5. Maybe I'd go to 3 stars on it because it
Mm.
was it was good enough. Like it was a little bit
Yeah.
better than
I
average.
think yeah, I'm trying to think if it would work so well if it had a different cast I didn't like so much. But I don't even know
Mm.
Kenneth Branagh. I didn't even know that was him playing that guy. So
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah, I was a bit distracted by how he seemed to have no lips, but um I didn't think his accent sounded out of place. I
Oh,
actually just
okay.
assumed it was a Russian guy, so you know.
Ah, wow. Okay.
I mean I don't know the Russian accent very well. And obviously, I don't know.
So how many stars do you reckon you're leaning towards with this movie?
I don't know. I'm a bit torn about this one too, because I kind of think it's average for a 2.5, but then because I enjoy the cast so much and had fun watching it, I'm thinking
Mm,
maybe that will bump it up to a 3 because I did have a
hmm
good time, even
Yeah,
though
yeah.
it wasn't super exciting. Yeah, it's
Oh,
not a bad movie. It's
yeah.
definitely like I didn't regret spending that time watching
Oh,
it.
no, 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 absolutely not.
And
Kenneth Branagh
I
was
was
in Dunkirk.
I was hanging out with Cooper, so
Yeah.
my cat's been recovering from surgery,
Mm.
and so I actually had to watch it on my phone because
Oh, wow.
I took my iPad in and but I
Mm.
was logged out of the app and I couldn't be bothered putting the cone back on Cooper and running
Mm.
across the house to find my password to log back into the app and
Fair enough.
hoping he wouldn't try jump on anything. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just watched it on my phone and I
Ah,
still
fair enough.
had a good enough time even watching
Mm.
it on my phone, which
Yeah.
I try to never watch movies on my phone,
Um,
but I thought I had a time limit, so I was trying to get it
right,
done
right.
quickly. So I was like, okay, I'm just watching it on my
Yeah.
phone.
Kenneth Branagh was in Dunkirk. Did you know that?
Lots of
Which, of
people
course,
were in
is
Dunkirk. I mean, I'm not
amazing.
saying I've never seen him, but if you showed me a
Yeah.
picture and said, "Who's this?" I would not have a clue that it was him because
Ah,
I can't, you say his name, I can't instantly picture who he is.
fair enough. All right. So, yeah, out of the two of them,
That's
me.
it's interesting. We didn't have any bangers or bombs. Or were you? No, you were banger for Seeking
Oh,
a
I
Friend,
was
weren't you?
absolutely banger on
Yeah.
that one.
So we
Yeah,
didn't have any
100%.
bombs.
No,
So.
definitely not. I wonder. Oh, see, now I'm thinking Thunderpants. Where would that have sat in the range?
Well, maybe we need to watch it and at least we can
I
discuss it
think
on our
so.
next
I think so.
episode.
Yes,
Just in our
yes.
general discussion, we'll say how it fits in with these two movies.
Yeah. Is that movie streaming
I
anywhere?
would be
No.
surprised.
It's
Yeah.
probably on YouTube though, knowing that sort of film. Yeah, out of the two of these films, I would highly suggest Seeking a Friend. Um, yeah, like that is to me an absolute must-watch film. Jack Ryan, yeah, like I said, good time if you're just in the mood for a mindless action film.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
there's not a huge amount of action.
yeah,
Maybe,
true.
maybe like this whole kind of like spy thriller man on a mission type
Mm,
movie rather than action.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
you say action, it makes me think of like a Nicolas
Thunderpants.
Cage movie from the
Oh,
90s or something like, you
right,
know.
right. So there you go. But either way, I am so glad that we did this episode because it introduced me to my new favorite film. So yeah, because like I said, I know it had flaws, but it's one of those movies that the good things far outweighed the flaws didn't drag it down enough for me to outweigh the good stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think the main thing
Oh,
is the
loved it.
chemistry, and that's
Mm.
not something to ruin a film.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely. So there you go. So that's a couple of Kira films that we hadn't seen. We've now seen.
yeah.
We
And
have
I
told you
hope
about them,
to check out a few more.
including Thunderpants.
There is one from way back called The Hole, which
Mm.
I've heard a lot of really good things about. So I really
And
want
she
to
plays a character named
check that one
Frankie.
out. And Thora
Yeah.
Birch is in that one as well.
Oh, okay, she's cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to throw some Keira Knightley recommendations our way, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a comment blocks below, the box description words. There is, I'm going to try that again. There is a box below where you can comment and say words to us, preferably a lot more cohesive than what I just tried to come up with. Yes, there is a Biloxi Blues down there. Anyway, whatever. If you're listening to us out there in Radio Land, if you're listening to us on the wireless, you can just Google us. Dan and Frankie Go to Hollywood. We're all over social media. Come and talk to us. Or you can email us at Dan and Frankie Podcast at either Gmail or Outlook.com. This has been a lot of fun. I had fun. Did you have fun?
I did have fun.
Excellent. All right. So yes, until next we meet, stay safe, watch lots of Keira Knightley movies, and bye for now.